Hello everyone. This will be the video for the first 5 exercises in Chapter 4. Alright, opening the 4.1 start file. And backing up here just to make sure, yes, the microphone is turned on. Great. And it's recording. Okay, I'm zooming in on this stair A here, which it tells me to do in step 1. Click the Erase tool in the Modify panel. Here's the Modify panel. Here's the Erase button. Click that. Okay, I'm going to zoom up a little bit more. All right. This is going to be all about selection sets, about creating a set of things that you're going to select, adding and removing things from that set. Every time you use a button that's in the Modify panel up here, usually the first thing they ask you is select objects, and that's what they're asking you in this one. So step 3 says click point A and then point B. This is point A, this is point B. Okay, step 4, type R for remove and press enter. All right, click point A and then point B as shown in the figure at the bottom of page 61. In other words, pick this and then that. And now the handrail is out of the selection set. Okay. Turn to page 6. We want to take one more thing out of the selection set. It is this little tiny line right here. Okay. So we're going to click point A right here and point B right there. Now we're going to type A for add and press enter. We want to add some things to the selection set. Okay. A and press enter. We're adding. They tell you to click on the break lines. These are the break lines with those little jagged things in them, and they're a polyline, so you just click on it and the whole thing is selected. All right, so now they're selected. They would be in the set of things that get erased. But step 9 says hold the shift key down and click them again. So rather than typing R and remove, you can hold the shift key down and remove things from your selection set. Step 10 says press enter to complete the erase command, and what ends up getting erased are these lines and direction lines and direction arrows. Okay. And then it's a save as. I save them into my documents where I've created a folder for Chapter 4. I will add my 3 initials in front of the 4.1 start and save this one. So back here I can just close this one. Now I want to open the start 4.2 start. Okay, same old stairwell, Create a selection set before deciding on a command. Okay, I had a problem with this one. Okay, if I followed the book, it did not work, and I'll show you what I mean. Let me just bring that up a little farther. It says click point A right here and to start a window, and then it says select the down arrow on your keyboard, which I do. And I do get the list with polygon in it, but when I click on it, it changes me back into the line command. I have no idea why. So I'm going to escape out of there, and I'm going to click point A that they're talking about. And as long as I come down and select W polygon from the selections down here in the command window, I'm just fine. Then I can select point B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. Okay. Let's turn the page to page 64 and find out what's going on with this. Okay. Press Enter to make the selection. I was wondering if I'd have to do that. Square blue dots appear on the selected object. They're called grips. We'll use some grips in exercise 10. Toggle on ortho in the status bar. Oh, press escape to deselect. I keep forgetting to press escape. At the end of step 3, press escape. Toggle on ortho, that is this button right here in the status bar. Okay. Zoom in here. It says, without being overly concerned about measurements or accuracy, draw a line under stair and a circle around the A, and then a rectangle, here's rectangle, around the entire thing. Okay. Now we're going to select some things for erasing. Type select, step 5, type select and press enter. Select the circle and the line and press enter. Okay. So they've been in a selection set, right? They have their blue dots and stuff. Press escape to deselect. But that is the last selection set I had selected. So now if I click erase and type P and enter for previous, it selects my last set. Okay. And I can press enter and they're erased. Okay. It says press enter again to delete the objects, which I did. Okay. Press the space bar to repeat the last command. Okay. Which is erase. Type L and enter for last. And the rectangle will be selected because it was the last thing that I drew. It says press enter again to delete the rectangle. Now I am going to add a step right here at the end of step 7 because I really want to see whether you drew these lines and circles and rectangles and things like that. So once your rectangle gets erased, I would like you to come up to the top here and click undo twice. So you can bring back the rectangle, the line, and the circle. Okay, now they're going to talk about selection cycling. Okay. It says, step 8 says press Control, hold the Control key down, and press and release W. And right down here near your command window, it should say selection cycling is on. Now, I found out that because they tell you to select the dot here at the end of the stairs. I find out if I click near the edge of the dot, I don't get the dialog box that's on the top of page 65. I just get blue grips. So let me escape out of there. But if I try to click the middle of the dot, then AutoCAD doesn't know what I'm trying to click, and then that dialog box does come up. And I'm instructed to hover my cursor over the things in the list. Yep. Polyline is the circle. Select the line in the list that highlights the stair direction line, which is that one right there, and then press escape. Okay. So nothing happened, right? But do press Control W to toggle selection cycling off. All right. Select one of the vertical stair treads by clicking on it right here. And then right-click on it. This is really kind of cool. And click on Select Similar. Choose Select Similar. Okay. All of the stair treads have been selected. If I back up, you can see that all of the stair treads in Stair A and Stair B have been selected. So this is a way to quickly select objects that are alike. Okay, it says to select Escape at the end of 11, so I will do that and save my work. Save as. Documents. Initials in front of the file. And save. This way they'll all be, whoops, I'm sorry, it's supposed to be in Chapter 4 there. This way they'll all be in that Chapter 4 folder, and it'll be easy to find them all and put them in the Dropbox. Okay, closing this one and going to 4.3 start. Move and copy. Okay, I like this one. Pan to the upper right quadrant of the building and zoom into the furniture grouping that needs to be filled in. Here's my upper right quadrant. Let me zoom into this. And this needs to be filled in. Of course it does. Okay. Click the chair that's not in front of a desk to select it. All right. Position the cursor over the selected chair. I found out that I can't just be, in the middle, that I have to be on one of the lines of the chair, and drag it at least in the direction of the desk. That way we can zoom in now. Step 3, to position the chair more precisely, click the Move tool. Select the chair that you just moved and press Enter. When it asks you for a base point down in the command line, right-click the Object Snap toggle button here in the status bar, and make sure midpoint is one of the things that has a check in front of it. If it doesn't, I would have to click on it. Okay, come over here and click on the midpoint. Oops, click out here to get rid of that list. Click on the midpoint of the chair. You'll see a little green triangle. And then find the midpoint of the desk. You'll see another little green triangle and click. Okay. Now it's moved. The midpoint of the chair is moved precisely to the midpoint of the desk. We are now going to move the chair out just a little bit. So it says press the space bar, so you're back in the Move command. Type P for previous and enter twice to select the same chair. That must select the chair and the base point. Type D and enter for displacement. Okay. And your displacement is going to be from that base point 4 in the 180 direction. So type 4, hold the Shift key down to get less than, and 180 and enter. And you've moved that chair exactly 4 inches from the front of the desk. Okay, step 7. Select the Copy tool and select the chair again and press Enter. Now for the base point, I'm actually going to select the midpoint of the desk and then the midpoint of the desk below it. Select the midpoint of this desk and then the midpoint of that desk. So I have another chair exactly 4 inches from the desk. Press Enter to end the copy command. Step 8. Press the space bar to repeat the previous command. This one says select both desks and chairs with crossing windows, but they don't want to get any of this stuff that's on the red layer, okay? So a crossing window right here, a crossing window right here, and press enter. Then what? Select point A, which is the bottom point of this desk right here. Then type A and press enter to get into the array mode, or just pick array from the bottom right here. Step 9 says type 3 for the number of items and enter. And then click point B right here. And your total number of items will be 3. So the originals, oh, and then press escape to get out of the copy command. It wants to keep copying. The originals are part of the total number. Okay. Pan over to the conference room. Okay. Conference room. Type UCS, this is step 10, page 69. Type UCS and press enter. Okay. And select object by clicking object down here in the command prompt. And select this interior wall line right here. Now my UCS symbol is lined up with the wall. So when I copy these chairs and do an array, rather than going straight down, they will array along the wall. Toggle on ortho, that's one important thing I need to do. Ortho's here in the status bar. Okay, toggle on ortho. Type CO for copy, this is step 11. Select the chair and press enter. Click an arbitrary base point just out here in the room, and then drag down along the direction of the wall and click the array option. Okay, number of items is going to be 5 and enter. Okay, move the cursor downward and notice that 5 ghosted chairs appear. When the spacing looks right, that's on figure 4.14 on the next page. When the spacing looks right, that looks pretty right to me. Just go ahead and click. And then press enter to get out of the array command. Type UCS. We need to change the UCS back and enter twice. And now you see I have the white crosshairs that are horizontal and vertical. Save your work. Save as. My Documents, Chapter 4. Let's get some initials there. And save. Closing this drawing. And opening 4.4. Start. Which is rotate and scale. All right. Navigate to reception at the bottom of the floor plan. Reception. Okay. Click the rotate button on the modify panel and select the upper lounge chair right here and press enter. The command line says rotate, specify a base point. Click a point in the center of the chair. You don't care really where it is. You don't need to snap to anything. This is good enough right now. Toggle off, step 2, page 71. Toggle off ortho and polar if they happen to be on. Mine are not on. See that rubber band line coming out from the chair? It says move until that line looks like it's perpendicular to the wall behind the chair, and then click. Okay. Now we're going to kind of nudge that chair into place. It says click the chair that you just rotated, step 3. Hold the control key down and press arrow keys just to nudge it in different directions. I'm pressing the arrow key that sends it over to the right. And then I would do the one that sends it down a little bit. Okay. until it's about the same distance from the wall and the round table as the other chair, and then press Escape. Okay, zoom out. And focus on the upper left quadrant of the building. Okay, that's right in here. Okay, so let me kind of zoom in on that area. Select the furniture group shown in 4.16. I'll bet I have to turn the page again to see what they're talking about. Yep, I have to click this furniture group. It's all one item, it's all grouped, so I can just click it. Okay. Select the midpoint A as the base point. Oh, I got to flip the page again. I'm going to be going back and forth. Midpoint A. Okay, right here, get a little triangle. Whoops, I have to press Enter, don't I? Yeah, I didn't press Enter. Now it's asking for a base point. Midpoint A. And then select midpoint B as the second point. Am I in the copy command? I don't think I am. Let me escape. Let's try that again. Type CO and enter. Okay. Select the furniture group and press enter. Select the midpoint here as my base point. Okay. And then select the midpoint B as my second point. Midpoint B is the midpoint of this middle window right up here. Okay, and press Escape to end the command. Now type RO for rotate and press Enter. Type L and enter for last, so it picks the last set. In fact, enter twice, so it'll pick the set and the base point. Select the same midpoint where the furniture group was attached to the midpoint of the wall. And the command says specify rotation angle, and you are going to type R for reference and type enter, or pick reference from the options at the down bottom of the page. It says type A, so I need the shift key and A and enter for the base point of the rotation. Okay. Now I can turn the page. Click endpoint A. So rather than typing in a rotation angle, we're just going to try and match this piece to something else. Click endpoint A, and this is at the bottom of the page, these endpoints, and then click endpoint B, which is right here. All right, that finishes that one. It's rotated so it's exactly at the angle of the window. Okay? Step 7, pan over to the upper right quadrant of the building. That would be over here. And zoom in on the table that looks too big, it says. Oversized round table, right here. Okay. All right. Click the scale icon on the Modify toolbar that is right here. Click Scale and press Enter. No, I did that wrong. Click Scale. Let's try that again. Click Scale and select Escape. There we go. Scale and select the circle and press Enter. There we go. Now it says specify base point. I can right click here on my object snaps to make sure center is one of the things that is selected, and it is, so I'll just click out here. If I get near this edge of the circle, then my little center point is glowing there, and I can come and click the center as my base point and type in 0.5 and enter, so my circle will be, my table will be half as large as it was before. Step 9, toggle on ortho in the status bar, that's right here. and move the chairs. So I have to use the move command on them. Move, select this chair, and enter. Anything could be a base point. Click that, and then click up a little ways, and then spacebar to be back in move. Select this chair and enter. Select any base point on it and come straight this way and click. Very good. Okay, so it's time to save this one. Save as, My Documents, that Chapter 4 folder, getting my initials in front of this one, and save. Close this one, and then I'm going to do 5, and that's all I'm going to put on this video because I tried to make a video with all 10 on it and my computer froze, which, you know, after an hour and 15 minutes of recording, that was very, very, very frustrating. So hopefully it'll let me at least do 5 at a time. The other thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of that little arrow cursor that has that little man there, because that is not the one that's representing where I'm going unless it's up on the ribbon or something like that. But whenever it's in my drawing area, my crosshairs are where I'm going in my drawing area. Okay, 4.5, start file. This is it. Creating a rectangular array. We should be able to do this. Type UCS and type OB for object and press enter and select the bottom left edge of the table in the small conference room. Well, let me get the small conference room zoomed in here, okay? Then I can do it. UCS and enter. We can kind of change our UCS, can't we? OB for object or select object, one or the other. Click this bottom left edge of the table. Now my UCS symbol is like that. Click the rectangular array tool on the modify panel. Here it is. Select both chairs that are on the sides of the conference table and press enter, which, oh, they're going in that direction again. I don't know why. They're supposed to go up in the other direction. Yours might go in the other direction. For me, I had to, well, what order did I click them in? Let me escape out of there and undo that. I wonder if it has to do with the order that I picked the chairs. Rectangular array. Enter. Okay. And I'm going to escape once more. Rectangular array. Whoops. Undo. Rectangular array. What happens if I click this chair first? And press enter. Same old thing. Okay. Mine are going down this way instead of up, which means I am going to have to put a minus in front of my distance. If this happens to you, you'll need a minus also. So up here it says change the columns to 1 and the rows to 5. Okay, 5. And then in the area right here that says between rows, change that to 2 feet 4. Okay. Now I can type minus 2 feet 4, or I can type 2 feet 4 and enter, and click on an arrow and drag them up in the other direction and click. Okay. And then it says to make sure the associative toggle is on, which it is. That's step 4, page 75. And close the array ribbon. Okay, here's my array. So that was a fast way to get chairs around that table. Now, what if I wanted to change it? I'm not going to have 12 people, I'm going to have 10 people. Okay, then just click on any chair because it's a unit. Come up here and change your rows to 4, and enter. Okay. And the distance between them to 3 feet. Of course, mine has to be minus 3 feet if I want it to keep going in that direction, right? And enter. Or tab. Tab just shows you what it will look like, but it still leaves you here in the array command. Okay. And then it says close array. Type UCS and enter twice so that my UCS symbol is now the crosshairs that are horizontal and vertical. Okay, that is the first 5 exercises, and hopefully doesn't look like my computer's frozen up or anything, so there will also be a part 2 for